Rovers.
How great the robe of liberation, a formless field of merit, wrapping ourselves in Buddha's teaching, we feel living beings. And though I thus liberate countless beings, not a single being is liberated.
Incense chant.
Precepts incense, liberation of views incense, cloud of lighted incense pouring into the Dharma realms, offering to the highest teachers of the 10 directions. I respectfully bow to the altar of the incense cloud. Bodhisattva.
Chant of compassion. We surround all forms of life with infinite love and compassion. Especially do we send out compassionate thoughts to those in suffering and sorrow, to those in doubt and ignorance, to all who are striving to attain truth, and to those whose feet stand close to the great change called death. We send forth all wisdom, mercy, and love. May the infinite light of wisdom and compassion so shine within us that the errors and vanities of self may be dispelled. So shall we understand the changing nature of existence and awaken into spiritual peace. The refuges.
I take refuge in the Buddha.
I take refuge in the Buddha.
I take refuge in the Dharma.
I take refuge in the Dharma.
I take refuge in the Sangha.
I take refuge in the Sangha. The five precepts.
I take up the practice of not harming living beings.
I take up the practice of not harming living beings.
I will not take what is not offered.
I will not take what is not offered.
I will not misuse sexuality or sensuality.
I will not misuse sexuality or sensuality.
I will practice gentle, truthful speech.
I will practice gentle, truthful speech.
I will not deal in nor misuse intoxicants.
I will not deal in nor misuse intoxicants. The Buddha Sarangamagatam. True nature is free from all phenomena, which are illusions by causes created. Phenomena neither rise nor fall, but all phenomena are flowers in the sky. The unreal reveals the real. Both are but illusions, since there is nothing real nor unreal. How can there be a subject and an object, for between the two there is no true nature, like the point where two rush bundles meet when set upright, dying and undying from the same cause arise, while the saintly and the worldly are not dual. Consider underlying nature at the point of meeting, where both is and is not, cannot be. If you disregard it, you are in delusion. If you awaken to it, concentrating to enter the holy stream and attain Bodhi. Old habits flow like torrents in Alaya, subtle consciousness, sense the real yet unreal can create confusion. I have refrained from revealing it to you. If mine be set on searching for the mind that which at heart is not illusion, becomes illusory. If you stop all grasping, then there is nothing real. If what is not illusion ceases to arise, where can illusion be? This is the profound lotus Dharma, the precious Bodhi of the royal gem, the samadhi of seeing all things as illusion, which in a finger's snap leads to the state beyond all study, the unsurpassed doctrine was followed by all Bhagavats in all directions on the one path that to nirvana leads.
It's nice to be back. It's nice to do the full service. I've been traveling for a last month or two. So I appreciate you all carrying on while I'm out working. So just reflecting on that. This practice is something we can take with us wherever we go. And that's the goal of the practice. So we're not dependent on externals, like needing to be in a zendo to meditate, needing to be with the Sangha to have insight And while those things are important, you know, that end goal is to sever the dependency so that we can have Supreme Bodhi and carry it with us wherever we go. With that being said, it is really nice to come back to a place, come back to the liturgy, come back to the Sangha, and rest, because the practice is kind of like exercise. We strain ourselves. We experience life as it is, and in that, you know, process of experiencing life and finding ways to integrate Supreme Bodhi into our life, that can be hard work. So I see the place for this time together. I see a place for formality and structure. It's, you know, tools. It's a gradient of the practice. We have our times of turmoil, our times of more like strength training, and then we have times of recovery practice. And so even though our end goal is to be free from needing externals, like needing to be in the Zendo on Sundays, needing to hear the liturgy, there is nothing wrong with resting and reflecting on how nice it is to be here together. I think that it definitely shows the need, I think, in the community around this Zendo. And I just am reflecting on that. Now, as I reflect on that, I leave again tomorrow for work. And, you know, there are, of course, repercussions for clinging to enjoying being here. So once it's served its purpose, the thinking that it's nice to be here needs to be let go of. So it serves its purpose, we can have our respite, and once it turns into a clinging feeling, I want to continue to feel this way. Once I have thoughts of, you know, I need to be home more. Once I have thoughts of, you know, how do I make this happen again, reproduce the joy of being here, that's where it becomes unskillful to reflect. And that's where it's gone beyond just being respite, and now it's becoming a hindrance, because change is inevitable, and our goal of not depending on externals is not served by those thoughts. And so while it is nice to reflect, it is nice to rest, also know that there is danger in staying in this place for too long. So once it becomes, and the symptoms, you know, I like to watch for symptoms, and I like to watch for thought triggers. The symptoms become apparent when thoughts of, I don't want to leave, thoughts of dread or, going on another trip, thoughts of maybe emotion, thoughts of being sad to leave or disappointed. Those are all symptoms that there's work to do. It points to a hygiene that needs to be done, a work with the thinking of clinging too much. Because when you cling too much, then you end up with those type of thoughts. And for either type, they should be treated the same. The remedy is the same. The remedy is resolving the thoughts using Supreme Bodhi. So while I might sit here and think that it is nice to be here, what I should do is allow that thought to arise. And then once that thought has served its purpose, wipe it out of existence using Supreme Bodhi. So use a sense object like we do in our practice to direct the mind away from that thought so that that thought can diminish. And then in doing so, we're not creating this pattern of enjoyment and disappointment, this pendulum that swings back and forth. We can stay centered. So these moments can be just what they are and just what they need to be and nothing more. And it's not about catching the thoughts at one end of the pendulum or the other. It's about catching the thoughts when you notice that they're unproductive. And of course, when we're sitting here in meditation, it's about catching all thoughts. And that will conclude my Dharma talk for today.
Closing Gata. Let me respectfully remind you, life and death are of supreme importance. Time passes swiftly, and opportunity is lost. Each of us should strive to awaken. Awaken, take heed, do not squander your life. Offering of merit. May the merit of this penetrate into each thing in all places, so that we and every sentient being together can realize the Buddha's way. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, experience Supreme Bodhi.
All right, that concludes our service for today. Thank you all for joining, and thank you for the wonderful Sangha sharing and the Dana Paramita and catching up and all of that good stuff. And we'll see you on Wednesday. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.